Hey everybody, it's Shaun King. Good to see you. I just got back to New York City from the University of Michigan. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Thank all of you who came out last night to hear me there. But I wanted to talk with you all. As you may have seen, just a few hours ago, the White House did confirm what Sean Spicer said. That's Trump's press secretary said yesterday in a press conference. Yesterday, someone asked Sean Spicer, in essence, what they planned on doing with Standing Rock. And he said pretty clearly that they plan on moving forward with Standing Rock. And today they announced that they're going to be, that Trump intends on signing an executive order. And so in his executive order, obviously we have not yet seen the language, at least as we are going live here, we have not yet seen it. But in the executive order, Donald Trump is going to say that he wants the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline to continue. And it's deeply problematic because it is not a big jobs provider. And our guess is, in a lot of ways, that Trump is going to try to pitch things like the Dakota Access Pipeline as as a jobs creator, but it really isn't that. And it's deeply disturbing. And Jordan here at the Young Turks has done some of the best reporting on Standing Rock and the Dakota Access Pipeline. And one of the things that Jordan lifted up earlier, and what's interesting is I actually believed some really bad reporting that had been done. A lot of people had been reporting that Donald Trump divested and sold all of his shares in the many different companies that are invested in the Dakota Access Pipeline. And Jordan reminded us that that's actually not true. And he provided the article that really kind of digs into the facts of how much Donald Trump has invested in the Dakota Access Pipeline. And it's not just in Energy Transfer Partners, which is the primary parent company of the Dakota Access Pipeline, but many of the different companies involved. Donald Trump is still investing in those companies. He is an active shareholder in those companies. And not only that, but Rick Perry, who's Donald Trump's nominee for Secretary of Energy, Rick Perry, as of right now, is still on the board of Energy Transfer Partners. And so we're talking about people who have a specific vested interest in seeing this pipeline built. This is not about policy. This is not about oil. This is not about jobs. This is about people of privilege who are invested in the Dakota Access Pipeline. And so when you see that the Secretary of State is a lifetime oil man, when you see the Secretary of Energy is on the board of Energy Transfer Partners, the parent company, the Dakota Access Pipeline, when you see that Donald Trump himself is invested in the pipeline, what we're talking about is people who will profit off of building a dangerous pipeline on sacred lands. And so I'm disgusted. The Young Turks, we've been not only covering the Dakota Access Pipeline, but covering it from the perspective of it being a grave injustice. I was proud to see Bernie Sanders come out almost immediately with a statement blasting Donald Trump's decision to issue an executive order on this. But it's not yet clear if his executive order, depending on the wording of it, if it can override what the Army Corps of Engineers has already said, which is that there is a strong period of review that goes deep into February for community review and environmental study. And my understanding is that the executive order cannot immediately override what the Army Corps of Engineers has already described and already put forward. And so I'm not clear on that. I think we'll be clear by the end of the day. There's some amazing people at the Lakota Law Project and other places who are eagerly awaiting to see what the executive order says. But we'll continue to resist. We will continue to give you information about how we can resist the Dakota Access Pipeline, how we can stand in the way of it, and we'll continue to show you how Donald Trump is speaking out of both sides of his mouth. How in one breath he's telling us that he is against the establishment, but there is nobody that is more establishment than Donald Trump himself. Donald Trump is the establishment. So when we think about when he talks this talk about fighting for everyday people, the man has never been an everyday person. He comes from intergenerational wealth, and so this positioning that he is somehow a man of the people is an act. It is a reality TV show fraud, and so we'll continue to report on it. But we're looking forward to seeing what this executive order from Donald Trump says, and we'll report back to you. Take care, everybody.